Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Cunnington. A flooded home is a headache for anyone, but imagine being 100 years old and having to deal with that mess. You're about to meet one Bronx woman living on Poplar Street in Morris Park who has to deal with it. News 12 The Bronx reporter Rena Roy has the story.
At the age of 100,
I live a very quiet life.
your routine is more than set.
I go to the senior center every day. We play cards.
And when that routine is disrupted,
Yeah, Fanny, be very careful.
it's not easy.
There was a puddle here, a puddle there, a puddle in the front.
Fanny Lama's basement completely flooded Wednesday night.
In all my years, I never saw anything like this. Never.
Her home of 70 years soaked in brown, cloudy water.
Oh, this is too wet.
Water that's been pouring through with no end in sight. And the leak nowhere to be found even after tearing open her walls.
We didn't know where it was coming from.
And it was all a mystery until they came next door to this foreclosed home. You can hear just how much water is pouring into the first floor. They then walked over to the basement. You can see there's about 4 feet of flooded water.
What a mess. That's all I could tell you.
The Department of Finance records show this house was taken over by PHH Mortgage back in 2013, and neighbors say if that bank still owns it, then it's responsible.
The bank, they know how to collect the money, but they should take a precaution so the next neighbor, left and right, they should be safe.
I'm told Con Edison has shut off electricity in the home, and the Department of Environmental Protection was also there to turn off the water. But until there's a surefire fix, all these helpers are Fanny's neighbors, coming to rescue their mom on the block.
We have the best neighbors here. Everybody came to help. I'm the matriarch here.
From Poplar Street, Rena Roy reporting, News 12, The Bronx.
Flood in your home is enough of a headache as it is, but imagine being nearly 100 years old having to deal with such a mess. Well, one Bronx woman is going through just that, so we stepped in to help. News 12 The Bronx reporter Rena Roy joining us now with an update on this story you saw first on 12. Rena.
Yeah, Christina, Fanny Lama is just 2.5 weeks away from celebrating her 100th birthday. But this right here is certainly not the present that she was expecting. It's what's left over from a flood that was here in her basement on Wednesday night. Take a look at all of this water that was here just yesterday. Fanny says it came from the foreclosed property right next door when a pipe in that house broke. Her neighbors came to the rescue, helping her contain the water, and eventually the city came and shut the water valve off. But no one knew who was responsible, especially after Fanny's insurance, Allstate, says this damage is not covered. And that's where we stepped in. We discovered that PHH Mortgage has owned the property since 2013, according to the Department of Finance. So we reached out to them, and they tell us they are working to resolve this issue. Meanwhile, Senator Jeffrey Klein's office says state law requires mortgage lenders like PHH to be held accountable. We'll be in contact with PHH, making sure Fanny gets the help she needs.
I felt in a world that nobody knew me, nobody cared. I said, nobody cares, what is it? We just sat there lost. But you came in and the world opened. Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. And again, we're told that the mortgage lender is responsible for all of this, and hopefully it's all sorted out in time for Fanny's 100th birthday. From Morris Park, I'm Rena Roy, News 12, The Bronx. Christina?
A hospital room full of strangers with not much in common, except one thing: the gift of life.
This is the most awesome day of my life, being in this room.
Thanks to this man, Army vet Chris Forthman.
So if it's something I can do, then it should be done.
So just like that, he did it. Donated his kidney to save not just 1, but 4 lives.
I thank you, because they say you started to change.
The 30-year-old's donation went to 64-year-old Juan Garcia, whose daughter gave hers to someone else in need. The swapping continued until 4 people donated, and in exchange, 4 of their loved ones received a kidney.
It's unbelievable when it happens, you know, to really see 8 lives changed.
Including 52-year-old Rebecca Cherry, who was on dialysis and had no idea when and if things would ever be normal again.
I was devastated. Didn't know what to do.
Until now.
I can eat again. I can drink fluids again. My life has been restored.
So they'll go their separate ways.
Take care, Pat.
but will always have that special bond. All 8 people will be here recovering for the next few days, but in the end, it'll all be worth it because their lives are now changed forever. From Montefiore Medical Center, I'm Rena Roy, News 12, The Bronx.